With the enormous amount of damage the Ardern-Hipkins regime, in conjunction with the Rainbow Green and racist Te Pāti Māori parties, inflicted on innocent, hard-working New Zealanders, a special case for a Crown Observer should be made to watch and supervise the incompetent behaviour of these opposition MPs in Parliament. The vast majority of these lefty MPs are, as highlighted by Winston Peters, just a bunch of retards. They all act like immature children in the House, yet they receive upwards of at least $250,000 a year and don't even have to account for how they use their expenses. Isn't that great? They can just spend your tax-paid money and they don't even have to account how they use it. They shout, scream, barrack, abuse and hand-wave. They forever waffle out Treaty of Waitangi this and Treaty of Waitangi that and Maori this and Maori that. They throw the word Maori around like Donald Duck or the spaghetti monster. Courts, tribunals, judges, lawyers, universities, professors, lecturers, teachers, physicians and lefty politicians all frequently refer to the Treaty of Waitangi and special racist rights for Māori in their various reports, guidelines and policies. Furthermore, these same people within the same breath never ever define what a Maori is. That is absolutely extraordinary. The Te Pāti Māori co-leaders, Debbie Nariwa-Packer and Rawiri Waititi, keep referring to their people, which one assumes they mean Māori, but once again, they don't define what they mean. They don't clarify or define what is a Māori. The leader of the Labour Party, Chris Hipkins, doesn't know what a woman is, but one would think that our supposed learned professions would at least know what a Māori is. What is a woman? An adult human female. What is a Māori? There isn't a statutory legal definition of what is a Māori. How can professions, for example, the Solicitor General Una Jagos, KC, possibly produce reports and guidelines for racist preferential Māori rights and treatment if they don't at least first define what is a Māori? Leaving such a definition out of their work simply renders their analysis and conclusions totally meaningless and worthless. Now that lefty woke DEI, transgender bender queer activism has festered right through New Zealand's political, educational and justice systems, clearly the issue of defining what is a Māori has probably become more complex. But since the issue is such a political hot potato, surely some effort should be made to at least define the legal meaning of what is a Māori. Take Scotland, for example. The Scottish National Party, SNP, has made the effort to define the meaning of 24 genders that people blabber on about these days as follows. Cisgender, trans man, trans woman, non-binary, trans not otherwise specified, agender, transmasculine, transfeminine, gender fluid, gender queer, questioning, intersex, assigned female at birth, not specified, assigned male at birth, not specified, pangender, bigender, autigender, goodness me, an autistic person who thinks about and relates to their gender label or lack of gender label in the context of autism. Well, work that out if you can. Androgynous, gender non-conforming, a person whose behaviour or appearance does not conform to prevailing cultural or social expectations about what is appropriate to their gender. Well, that certainly reminds me of some Te Pāti Māori leaders. Detransitioned, neutral, demigender female, demigender male, demigender not otherwise specified. I know, it's all nuts or trans nuts or woke DEI lefty low IQ stupidity, take your pick. But if the SNP can define 24 genders, surely New Zealand's legal whiz kids could at least make the effort to define a single category of what is a Māori. For example, some possible definitions, ideas for the purpose of developing various analytical reports, guidelines and official policies in order to provide racist preferential rights to a legally defined Māori. So here's a big mouthful for you. What is a Māori? Someone with a verifiable quantum of ancestral Māori blood who identifies as a Māori. Someone with a verifiable quantum of ancestral Māori blood who doesn't identify as Māori. Someone who shares Māori ethnicity, cultural identity, who identifies as Māori. Someone who shares Māori ethnicity, cultural identity, who doesn't identify as Māori. Someone who has no quantum of ancestral blood and does not share Māori ethnicity, cultural identity, but elects to self-identify as Māori. Sort of similar in some ways to the SNP gender non-conforming identity. If you apply transgender bender variations to any given definition, then the Māori identity process would become much more complex. For example, someone who identifies as Māori in the morning may not identify as Māori in the afternoons. So they'd only be entitled to racist rights, say, from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. in the morning, and not necessarily at other times in the day. The Grifter Te Pāti Māori MP, Rawiri Waititi, with his vast array of coloniser clothing, trappings and way of life, may well prefer this gender, non-conforming Māori identity. Perhaps anyone who qualifies for a legally accepted definition of Māori could be issued a Māori identity card to avoid any hassles queuing up for the racist preferential gravy train rights. So, the next time some smart aleck academic, MP or journalist blabbers out the word Māori, then ask them what do they actually mean by Māori. What is a Māori? Or, better still, maybe don't bother. Forget defining what is a Māori altogether. Forget racism altogether and just have one country with one people, one vote, one flag and one rugby side. Let's just have New Zealand without the gravy train professional game playing to feather the nests of an elite few, disguised as caring for Māori. Decent Māori families do not need this woke professional political garbage representing them. It really only takes a little political courage and the stroke of a pen to resolve it. Just do it. Thank you for listening. WhangareiTim.